Imagine standing in the shadow of a colossal pyramid, not in Egypt, but in Sudan. This isn't the kind of pyramid you've seen in movies, with a pointy top. No, this one's flat, and it's black as night. Now, imagine that these pyramids, these monumental structures, just vanished from maps. No, they weren't destroyed. They were simply forgotten. Today, we are diving into the mysterious world of the Black Pyramids of Sudan, structures that have puzzled historians and adventurers alike. If you've ever been fascinated by ancient mysteries, or if you're just looking for a good story, stick around. These pyramids have a tale to tell, and it's one that's been hidden in the sands of time for far too long. Early explorers' accounts, writings that mention dark or black pyramids. Early explorers often documented their findings in detailed journals and letters, and some of these accounts mention structures that have since disappeared from maps. Among these are writings that describe dark or black pyramids, structures that have sparked curiosity and debate among historians and archaeologists. These accounts are scattered and sometimes vague, but they offer intriguing glimpses into what these explorers encountered. One such account comes from the journals of European explorers who ventured into the dense jungles of Central and South America. They described towering structures, blackened by time and elements, that resembled pyramids. These descriptions often noted the stark contrast between the dark color of the pyramids and the surrounding greenery. The explorers speculated that the black color could be due to age, fire, or even a unique construction material. However, without physical evidence, these theories remain unproven. In some cases, explorers' accounts were accompanied by sketches or crude maps. These visual aids provided additional context but were often imprecise. For instance, one explorer's sketch depicted a black pyramid with a broad base and a pointed top, surrounded by smaller mounds. The sketch was labeled with notes about the pyramid's unusual color and the local legends associated with it. Unfortunately, the exact location of this pyramid was never clearly identified, and subsequent expeditions have failed to locate it. Another intriguing account comes from an explorer who claimed to have seen a black pyramid in a remote region of Africa. According to the explorer's writings, the pyramid was part of a larger complex of structures, all of which were blackened by what appeared to be soot or a dark patina. The explorer noted that the local inhabitants spoke of the pyramid with a mix of reverence and fear, suggesting it had significant cultural or spiritual importance. However, like many other accounts, this one lacks concrete evidence, leaving the existence of the Black Pyramid in question. These accounts, while fascinating, are often met with skepticism. The lack of physical evidence and the vague nature of the descriptions make it difficult to verify the existence of these Black Pyramids. Some historians argue that the explorers may have misinterpreted natural formations or other structures. Others suggest that the pyramids could have been destroyed by natural disasters, human activity, or simply eroded over time. Despite the uncertainty, these accounts continue to fuel speculation and inspire new explorations. Geographic inconsistencies, structures mapped once but missing today. In the vast expanse of our world, there are instances where structures appear on maps one day and vanish the next. This phenomenon, often attributed to geographic inconsistencies, has puzzled cartographers, historians, and explorers alike. One such enigma is the case of the Black Pyramids. These structures, once clearly marked on maps, have since disappeared, leaving behind a trail of questions and speculation. The Black Pyramids, primarily located in the region of Sudan, were documented by early explorers and cartographers. Their presence on maps from the 19th and early 20th centuries is well documented. However, despite their initial mapping, these pyramids are notably absent from modern maps and satellite imagery. This discrepancy raises several intriguing possibilities. One theory suggests that the pyramids may have been misidentified or mislabeled initially. Early maps were often less precise, and the pyramids might have been confused with other geological formations. Another explanation points to the natural processes of erosion and shifting landscapes. Over time, the structures could have eroded away, especially if they were made of less durable materials. Alternatively, changes in the landscape, such as shifts in river courses or sand dunes, might have buried or obscured the pyramids. This natural transformation could explain why they no longer appear on current maps. Additionally, the lack of modern documentation might be due to a lack of interest or funding for detailed surveys in these remote areas. The mystery deepens when considering the cultural and historical context. The Black Pyramids, if they indeed existed, could have been significant to local communities. Their disappearance from maps might reflect a broader erasure of cultural heritage. This erasure could be due to a variety of factors, including political changes, lack of preservation efforts, or simply the passage of time. Understanding these geographic inconsistencies requires a multidisciplinary approach, combining cartography, archaeology, and cultural studies. Only by piecing together these different perspectives can we hope to unravel the enigma of the Black Pyramids and other similarly vanished structures. Possible misidentification: volcanic formations mistaken for pyramids. In the quest to uncover the mysteries of ancient structures, misidentification can often lead explorers down intriguing but ultimately incorrect paths. One such case involves the confusion between volcanic formations and pyramids. This mix-up has occurred in various parts of the world, where natural rock formations have been mistaken for man-made pyramids due to their similar shapes and sizes. Volcanic formations can take on a wide range of shapes and sizes. Over time, erosion and other natural processes can wear away at the rock, creating structures that resemble pyramids. For instance, in the Atacama Desert of Chile, there are natural rock formations known as tobas that have been mistaken for pyramids. These formations are the result of volcanic activity and subsequent erosion, but their pyramid-like appearance has led some to believe they were constructed by ancient civilizations. Similarly, in the Canary Islands, the volcanic landscape has given rise to formations that have been misidentified as pyramids. The islands are home to several volcanic cones and other formations that, from a distance, can appear to be man-made structures. This misidentification often stems from the human tendency to see patterns and familiar shapes in natural landscapes, a phenomenon known as pareidolia. The confusion between volcanic formations and pyramids is not limited to these regions. In the United States, for example, there are natural rock formations in places like Utah and Arizona that have been mistaken for pyramids. These formations, often the result of wind and water erosion, can bear a striking resemblance to ancient pyramids, leading to speculation about their origins. While these misidentifications can be exciting, they also serve as a reminder of the importance of thorough investigation and scientific analysis in the study of ancient structures. Lost Nubian and Sudanese structures, black stone monuments partially buried. In the vast landscapes of Nubia and Sudan, a mysterious collection of structures has captured the imagination of explorers and historians alike. These are the black stone monuments, often partially buried, that hint at a rich and complex past. The monuments are made from a unique type of stone that has a dark, almost black hue. This stone is not just visually striking but also remarkably durable, which has allowed these structures to withstand the test of time. The black stone monuments are scattered across the region, with some areas having a higher concentration than others. They vary in size and shape, from small, simple structures to large, intricate ones. Many of these monuments are partially buried, with only a portion visible above the ground. This has led to them being overlooked or misunderstood in the past. However, recent efforts have been made to document and study these structures, shedding new light on their significance. One of the most intriguing aspects of these monuments is their construction. The black stone used in their creation is not found everywhere in the region. This suggests that the builders went to great lengths to source and transport the material. The precision and skill involved in the construction of these monuments are also noteworthy. The stones are often fitted together with remarkable accuracy, indicating a high level of technical knowledge. The purpose of these black stone monuments remains a subject of debate. Some researchers believe they served a religious or ceremonial function. Others suggest they might have been markers or boundary stones. The lack of clear evidence has led to a variety of theories. What is certain is that these structures are a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the people who built them. They stand as silent witnesses to a past that is still not fully understood. Ancient quarry evidence, signs of large stone transport routes. In the vast deserts of Egypt, the remnants of ancient quarries tell a story of immense effort and ingenuity. These quarries, scattered across the landscape, bear the marks of large-scale stone extraction and transport. The evidence is subtle but unmissable, with deep grooves and tracks etched into the rock, hinting at the paths taken by ancient workers as they moved massive stones. These tracks, often stretching for miles, provide a clear indication of the routes used to transport materials from the quarries to the construction sites of monumental structures. The stones themselves are a testament to the skill and determination of ancient engineers. Granite, limestone, and sandstone were among the most commonly quarried materials. Each type of stone required different techniques for extraction and transport. Granite, for instance, was particularly challenging due to its hardness and density. The ancient workers would have used a combination of tools and methods, including copper and bronze chisels, wooden wedges, and levers, to break the stone into manageable pieces. Once extracted, These stones were then transported using sledges, rollers, and possibly even boats along ancient waterways. The transport routes were not just random paths but carefully planned and maintained thoroughfares. Evidence suggests that these routes were often lined with temporary ramps and slides to facilitate the movement of heavy stones. The grooves and tracks found in the quarries align with these routes, providing a clear map of the ancient logistical network. Additionally, the presence of these tracks in various states of preservation indicates that the routes were used repeatedly over long periods, suggesting a well-established and efficient system for stone transport. The sheer scale of the stone transport operations is awe-inspiring. Some of the stones moved from the quarries weighed hundreds of tons. Moving such massive objects over long distances would have required a coordinated effort involving hundreds, if not thousands, of workers. The use of sledges and rollers, combined with the labor of many people, would have been essential to overcome the friction and resistance of the desert terrain. The tracks and grooves left behind by these operations serve as a lasting record of the incredible feats of engineering and organization achieved by ancient civilizations. Political instability. Why exploration of these areas was limited. Political instability has long cast a shadow over the exploration of regions where the enigmatic Black Pyramids are rumored to exist. These areas, often nestled in remote and politically volatile corners of the world, have been off-limits to researchers and adventurers alike. The primary reason for this is the ever-shifting landscape of power and control. Governments in these regions may change frequently, and with each change, policies towards foreign exploration can shift dramatically. One administration might welcome international researchers, while the next could view them with suspicion or outright hostility. This unpredictability makes long-term exploration projects nearly impossible to plan and execute. Additionally, the presence of armed conflicts and civil unrest further complicates matters. Areas with political instability are often plagued by violence, making it dangerous for outsiders to enter. Local militias, rebel groups, and government forces may all have competing interests in these regions, and foreign explorers can easily become pawns in these power struggles. For instance, in some parts of Africa and the Middle East, explorers have been kidnapped or held for ransom by armed groups. The risk to personal safety is simply too great for many to consider venturing into these areas. Moreover, political instability often leads to a lack of infrastructure and resources. Roads, communication networks, and other essential services may be poorly maintained or non-existent. This makes it difficult for explorers to access the sites and conduct their research. Even basic necessities like food, water, and medical supplies can be hard to come by. Without reliable support systems, explorers face significant challenges in carrying out their work. The combination of political uncertainty, security risks, and logistical hurdles has effectively kept the Black Pyramids and other mysterious structures hidden from the world's view.
Disappearance théorie, centre burial, collapse, délibérate destruction.
The Black Pyramids, once prominent structures, have vanished from maps and are now shrouded in mystery. Several theories attempt to explain their disappearance, with sand burial, collapse, and deliberate destruction being the most prominent. Each theory offers a unique perspective on what might have happened to these enigmatic structures. Sand burial is a plausible explanation for the vanishing of the Black Pyramids. Over time, shifting sands can cover entire structures, making them invisible to the naked eye. This process is not uncommon in desert regions, where winds can accumulate sand at remarkable rates. For instance, the ancient city of Petra in Jordan was buried under sand for centuries before being rediscovered. Similarly, the Black Pyramids could have succumbed to the same fate, their dark stone surfaces gradually enveloped by the encroaching dunes. This theory is supported by the fact that many ancient structures in arid regions have been preserved beneath layers of sand, only to be uncovered by modern archaeologists. Collapse is another theory that could account for the disappearance of the Black Pyramids. Over time, the structural integrity of any building can degrade due to various factors such as erosion, seismic activity, or the use of substandard materials. The Black Pyramids, constructed with a core of mud brick and limestone, might have been particularly vulnerable to such deterioration. The outer casing of dark stone, which once gave the pyramids their distinctive appearance, could have eroded away, leaving the inner core exposed to the elements. This process would have gradually weakened the structure, leading to its eventual collapse. Evidence of similar collapses can be seen in other ancient structures, where the passage of time has taken its toll on the materials used in construction. Deliberate destruction is a more controversial theory but cannot be entirely dismissed. Throughout history, there have been instances where structures were deliberately demolished for various reasons, including political, religious, or economic motivations. The Black Pyramids, which were associated with the pharaoh Amenemhat III, might have fallen out of favor with subsequent rulers or religious groups. Alternatively, they could have been dismantled for their valuable building materials. The dark stone casing, in particular, would have been a prized resource for other construction projects. While there is no direct evidence to support this theory, it remains a possibility that cannot be ignored. The deliberate destruction of ancient structures is a well-documented phenomenon, and the Black Pyramids could have met a similar fate. Modern satellite scans, hints of shapes still under the desert. Modern satellite scans have revealed intriguing hints of shapes lurking beneath the desert sands. These scans, often used for archaeological purposes, have uncovered subtle anomalies that suggest the presence of buried structures. The technology works by bouncing radar waves off the ground and measuring the reflections. Different materials and shapes reflect these waves in unique ways, allowing researchers to detect hidden features. One of the most fascinating aspects of these scans is their ability to penetrate the desert surface. The arid conditions of the desert help preserve structures beneath the sand. Over time, wind and weather can shift the sands, revealing or concealing these ancient remnants. Satellite scans can detect these shifts and identify potential archaeological sites. For instance, in the Sahara Desert, scans have picked up on linear patterns and geometric shapes that hint at the presence of buried pyramids or other structures. The data from these scans is not always clear-cut. Researchers often need to interpret the images carefully. Sometimes, the shapes are faint or distorted. This is where advanced image processing techniques come into play. By enhancing the images and applying various filters, experts can bring out the hidden details. For example, a slight variation in the sand's density might indicate a buried wall or foundation. These subtle clues can lead to groundbreaking discoveries. Despite the advancements in technology, there are still challenges. The desert environment is vast and harsh. Conducting ground surveys can be difficult and time-consuming. However, satellite scans provide a valuable starting point. They allow researchers to prioritize areas for further investigation. By focusing on the most promising sites, archaeologists can make the most of their resources. The hints of shapes under the desert are just the beginning. They open up new avenues for exploration and understanding of our ancient past. As we wrap up our exploration of the mysterious Black Pyramids, let's recap what we've uncovered. These enigmatic structures, once prominent on ancient maps, have vanished over time, leaving behind more questions than answers. We've delved into theories about their origins, their possible purposes, and the reasons why they might have disappeared from our historical records. From their intriguing blackened appearance to their potential connections with ancient civilizations, the Black Pyramids continue to captivate our imagination. If you've found this journey as fascinating as we have, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think happened to these mysterious pyramids? Do you have any theories of your own? Share your ideas in the comments below and let's keep the conversation going. And if you're hungry for more mysteries and ancient wonders, stay tuned. We've got plenty more intriguing stories and unexplained phenomena to explore together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss our next adventure into the unknown. Until then, keep wondering, keep questioning, and keep exploring the mysteries that make our world so endlessly fascinating. See you in the next video.